watching Dragon Ball FighterZ.
Hey, what's up to all my space cowboys out there? Jude here, and today we have some breaking news. For the past few weeks, we've been hearing a lot of rumors and leaks about the upcoming characters for Dragon Ball FighterZ, and I can say we've got confirmation on the last batch, courtesy of Gematsu.com. This just in, BEERUS, Hit, and Black are all now confirmed as playable characters in Dragon Ball FighterZ via the latest V-Jump reveals. If you've been following this game and are a fan of the series, you know everyone has been waiting on super characters to be announced, and we finally got them. Not one, not two, but 3 super characters were confirmed, and they were the ones we all wanted and hoped for. Now, reading this article, it tells us about special attacks and playstyles of each individual character, so I'll go ahead and read them for you guys. Starting off, BEERUS' Meteor special attack is God of Destruction's Judgment, which seems to go from a throwing technique to a headshot rush technique. He can also use Sphere of Destruction, which creates a sphere that explodes when it touches the enemy. Now, I'm not too sure what this first attack is. It says that it's a headshot rush attack, but I don't really understand what they mean by that. Now, the Sphere of Destruction, I'm going to assume is the attack BEERUS used against Goku as the final attack of their battle. And that one is actually cool, and I'm happy it made it into the game. Now, moving on, Hit's Meteor special attack is I Continue to Grow, which stops time and unleashes multiple attacks one after the other. He uses instantaneous attacks and movement as well as strike techniques. Hit's I Continue to Grow is obviously his time skip, which he uses to stop time and attack his then frozen opponent. That was pretty much a given. I'm interested in seeing how Hit plays because they seem to be emphasizing this instantaneous movement of his. I'm personally assuming Hit is going to be a character who has counter-like moves where he goes into an animation, and if you touch him while it's active, you eat a counter. And finally, we have Goku Black. Goku Black's Meteor special attack is Work of the Gods, in which he attacks with his hand transformed into a blade and follows with a cloning attack. Zamasu, Goku Black's true form, also appears and can bind the opponent. Now, they give away Goku Black's most iconic attack, which is his energy blade that he was touching everybody up with. That was expected, but what's interesting is they mention he can follow this up with a clone attack. I wonder what that means. And then we got confirmation that Zamasu will make an appearance in Black's moveset, so I wonder, does that also confirm that Goku Black is a tag team / duo character combined with Zamasu? Either way, past that, we did get mention of 2 new modes. The first mode that they mentioned, Come Forth Shenron. Shenron appears during battle with a certain number of combos. The 7 Dragon Balls will gather, and Shenron will appear in battle when certain conditions are fulfilled. You and your opponent share the amount gathered. The player who fulfills the conditions will have their wish granted. You can choose from 4 wishes: full HP recovery, teammate revival, addition of 1 sparking icon, or constantly recovering HP. We've already seen this mode in action. It's officially called Shenron mode now, I suppose, I guess. And it's the Dragon Ball mechanic we saw when they performed their live stream a month back. Not too sure how I feel about this. It feels, I don't know, it feels like it would kind of ruin the balance of the game, where it's kind of like who gets it first rather than both characters having access to it. But whatever. The next mode that they mentioned is Dramatic Production. Inserts productions that reproduce famous scenes from the anime without change before and after the battle when certain conditions are fulfilled. I'm not entirely sure how this mechanic will play out. It isn't described too well, but it reminds me of Burst Limit's mechanic, where you can activate cutscenes based on pulling off movements in the series during battle and gameplay. For example, if you were Piccolo and you hit Raditz with a special beam cannon, it would activate a cutscene mid-fight. I don't remember if it gave you a boost or anything, but it was annoying because it took you out of gameplay and it got really repetitive after the initial honeymoon phase. Now, getting back to these scans, these models look great. Like, they look like they were just plopped up off of the computer of the episode and they just put them into the game. They look amazing. So right here, I'm gonna go with the first one that I'm looking at with BEERUS. BEERUS, I'm not even sure what that move is, but BEERUS looks like he's a god. He has these orbs surrounding him. He's facing down Goku, Super Saiyan Blue Goku, and that's really all we see. We see his purple aura in just that attack. Now with Hit, who's right underneath him, Hit, you know, he doesn't have too much of a variety in the way that he attacks. So we see his classic stance when he's about to go into combat, and then we see him punching Goku with that shattered, distorted, reality is breaking type of effect that we see in the show where when he goes into his time skip. So obviously this is his time skip move, and then we have another move where he pierces Goku and he's way past him, almost if it was like a samurai showdown, and Hit got to the punch first. Now, like I mentioned before, I feel like Hit is gonna have like counter-like moves where he activates, and then if you touch him during this period, he automatically punishes you. This move reminds me of that, and I'm going to assume that that's exactly what that is. Going on to the next page, we see Goku Black, or Super Saiyan Rose. That really should be, I'm pretty sure that's going to be the name. Black and then Super Saiyan Rose is going to be in the parentheses. But here we have his famous pose with his pink hair, with his ring, and we can clearly see he has his side, so that's always a plus. Anybody who likes Black is obviously gonna love what they're doing with the character. He looks amazing. He has his scythe. I'm looking. He has the blade. Okay, I'm seeing the blade. He's cutting Trunks up with the blade, actually. And he actually has a move with Zamasu where they're both holding their hands up and they create this almost like spirit bomb effect. I don't remember if they did this in the show. Can't remember too well, but it does look dope. It looks amazing. Very, very nice detail. And then, oh wow, they also show the move where Trunks is being held by Zamasu while Black is coming to cut him up. So I'm gonna assume that Zamasu, they are a duo pair. Zamasu is gonna make appearances depending on some of the moves, and he's gonna be working with Black to defeat you. So that's always good to see in here. They're doing the characters justice. Like, this is exactly how I believe anybody would have wanted them to play, minus maybe the random Zamasu fan 1 and 2 maybe. Now, the last scan that I'm looking at shows off Yamcha. I don't know why they love doing this to Yamcha. It's a meme at this point, so I guess they're capitalizing. Yamcha just got suicided on by a Cyberman. Goku is doing his spirit palm to finish off Kid Buu. I'm not sure what that picture is up top. It looks very familiar, but I don't know or remember where it's from. They have the scene where BEERUS and Goku are fighting in space. Krillin being killed by Frieza, where he blows him up, etc, etc. So obviously I'm gonna assume that this is highlighting the mechanic where, I believe, what is it called, the dramatic production. So I'm not sure if this is strictly story mode. Is this its own mode, or it's an no, actually no, they're listed as gameplay elements. So this will be featured in the actual game. If you replicate, this is what I'm assuming, this is how it worked in Burst Limit. If you replicate an event that happened in the actual show, canon to the show, it will happen during gameplay. So, for example, if Goku were to do the spirit bomb on Kid Buu, and I'm not sure if it's very specific where it's like, oh, it has to be a spirit bomb where if it lands it's gonna kill him, or it's just spirit bomb Kid Buu, that's all it takes for the scene to activate. But either way, you perform the Spirit Bomb when you're fighting Kid Buu, and it's gonna immediately jump into this scene where it's just like the show. It's gonna show you a little brief cutscene. It's almost like an award just for you being a fan of the series and knowing this is what happened in the series. It's cool. Excuse me. It's cool, but I'm afraid that they won't be turned off or have the option to be turned off. If they have the option to be turned off, I'm completely cool with it. I don't mind. But if you can't turn them off, that's going to be a problem, because after that initial honeymoon phase rubs off and it's gone, you're just going to get sick and tired of seeing these moves. There are some things you can't avoid. You know, if one of your favorite characters is Goku and you want to play as him, and you find yourself fighting Kid Buu every now and again, and I'm pretty sure you're probably going to be fighting him a lot more than now and again, and you want to finish him off with a Spirit Bomb, you just want to see the normal animation and whatnot, yada yada yada, now you got to deal with a whole other separate cutscene that completely takes you out of gameplay and takes you out of the experience. It really slows down the pace of the gameplay. So hopefully that is an option to turn it on and off, but who knows, you know, nobody has had their hands on the game, no one knows how everything works, so I can't say for sure. But that's it for today, guys. We finally got confirmation on some super characters, and those characters being the very best you could have asked for. Kudos to Arc System Works for including these guys in the base game and giving the fans what they wanted. Let me know what you guys think about Black BEERUS and Hit being confirmed in the comment section down below. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button, and to keep up with my daily content, go ahead and hit the notification bell so that you're notified as soon as I upload every time. That's it for now, and until next time, bang.
Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, see you later.